Quem é que vai falar?
Também pode falar, mas não tem.
Eu quero escolher eu? Ou
Não,
posso?
não, é só se eu falhar alguma coisa para complementares.
Yeah, you're upside down. I don't know. I see you upside down.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, you're back.
Yes.
Yes, you are. Ciao Maddalena.
Ciao, ciao.
Allora, eccoci qua. So, we welcome Maddalena Ferraresi, who is going to be with us in Portugal.
Ero qui anche prima, eh?
Ah, non t'ho
Ero qui
visto.
dall'inizio.
I'm sorry, I didn't see you. So you were in one of the breakout rooms?
Yes, vabbè, Carmen è il portavoce del nostro gruppo.
Okay, so good to see you all. Okay, so who is group one? So we're going to share all of your thoughts. I'm so curious. So who is group one? And group one, the question was, what teaching of a matriarchal civilization you feel are most urgent to recover today? Okay.
Yes, so I have make this 4 points here. So I can say from Maria Santos, it's the vision of she told about a school for children from 0 to 3 years, what she's experiencing now in the building. And her vision was that it's important for children to be taught by their biological mothers. Also with others, but the biological mothers should also be connected in kind of schools for children or groups. This is what she said. Madalena said that for her, she's seeing that the agriculture and the management, the collective management with the resource, the ecological places and the buildings and everything should be in a collective way.
So everything should be built collectively.
Yes, collectively.
Okay, wonderful.
And genau, also with resourcing everything. Trini said that she's seeing the spiritual community is important to be all integrated in the kind of spiritual community.
Mm-hmm.
So, genau, also the spirituality. And I'm seeing that the knowing about the connection with Earth and the doings, what is to do with the resources, the humans, the children, the motherhood, this to realize that this is the source of peace. To have it really to clear that peace don't come just like this flying, it is doing.
Wonderful. I mean, you have all that.
And we need the safe space. Yes.
It's absolutely great. You forgot the economic side, but you have a matriarchal community.
So economics also, yes.
You need the maternal gift economy with it, and then you have the ecological with the construction and community construction, and probably Maddalena also said local materials. I mean, I'm sure
yes,
working with that for 50 years. So I mean, that's for sure. And then you had the cultural, and Trin just pointed out the spiritual part, which is the deep matriarchal sense of really being in a matriarchal community. And then the education, the mother education, so bringing mothers to the front. And then I mean, just this idea, I think it's really important. all that you said. Thank you so much. The question was great.
Thank you.
Thank you, really. Is anybody wants to add anything to this, to what Carmen said of the group? It doesn't seem so. Okay, so we have the second question. What would be your utopian way of living? Who was in that group, on group 2?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Me, and Sylvia and Anna. We were in that group. I hope you can hear me well. And yeah, this question is really, to me, important because it's not only about thinking about the problems, but also about the utopia, which means becoming clear what we want in order to be able to manifest what we want. So really the dreaming is so important. And we were talking about how we envision the utopia, the perfect way of community living. And I feel that all of us were more or less on the same page of our utopia. And Anna shared that it's very important for her to be equality. Please add if I missed something, Anna, please add it. It was about equality, sharing, giving and receiving, having a safe space, a safe place where people feel loved and accepted and respected, and just really living in community and being in service. So that's very important. Also the aspect of not only taking, but giving or being in service. And then I shared about that for me, it starts with the inner work. And if we really let that all the people in the community are willing to do the inner work, to change from what can I take from myself to have the change, what can I give? And then to think about the others, to be in a community means for me to not be egoistic, but more believe in the gift economy in a way, to give and then be in the deep trust that everything what we need we will receive. And I think this starts with the inner work, because it's in all of us with the patriarchy, what can I, like, how can I survive? And it's like first this inner change to be together, and then to have a land, to get the basic needs met, to have a land, to have a garden, to have people who know about and share the knowledge about how to create food and how to have a shelter. And we talked about having a main house with Anna Silvia shared like a main house or a community kitchen, a community place. We talked about the balance of own houses or our own places where we can be also by ourselves, and if we want to be in community we can be together. And then having animals, having a community school, having a community home for the elderly people, community garden. And it's all about going back to the roots in a way, like being really connected to nature. And what else? What is my notes? Yeah, the balance, like really coming in balance and being in a smaller community than we are in big cities, because we talked about in the big city is this big community, but we're not really in community. And in a smaller place with less distractions, we really come together. And I also shared would be important for me or for us to have some kind of temple, which doesn't mean religious, but just to be in a spiritual space, sharing our knowledge, sharing our spirituality together, doing rituals, and just really connecting to the spirituality. Yeah, so that would be our utopia. If I forgot anything, please.
Wonderful. I mean, is anybody else wants to add anything? I mean, it's not so much of an utopia. It's already you're already building. It's already built everywhere. But we need to add this mother, women, vision. But in reality, it's great. It's great. I mean, I love it. Anybody else that wants to add anything to what Corey said?
Well, I would like to add one thing. I would love that that wasn't a community. I would love that was the world.
Yes.
That's the real utopia.
Wonderful. Yes, well, we go for that. I see the
We
vision.
grow.
This is the
Slowly,
vision.
slowly we grow.
Thank you. Yes, vision.
I forgot one thing which I think is also crucial, which is about in a thriving community that we are not the same. Like in the system, all the kids try to be the same in the school, but now like that we focus on our gift, so that one person is especially good in cooking, one person is especially good with plants, one person is especially good with children, and that each person in the community has his and her space and we be equal together, but we appreciate each other because of these gifts. You can do something I cannot. Thank you so much for being here, because we work together in a really functioning community because we are different. And I think this is so important to value each other in our differences.
Thank you. It's interconnecting. It's being interconnected. Wonderful. Okay, so now the group 3, thank you so much, Corey. Group 3, how matriarchy integrates men and women. I'm so curious to hear about how do you integrate men and women in a matriarchy.
Well, we discussed together, so with Sophia and Patricia. I will try to resume, but Sophia will help me. So we spoke first of all about our vision, and we think it's important that we are including and nesting any person, any independent of course of the gender that comes. We also discussed that we feel, I think none of us had the doubt that we need what is behind the Matriarcha. It is really necessary, and it is not only the name we were discussing, but the philosophy around, but also that it's not that it doesn't create a barrier for others, does independent of their way of thinking, that can come to us, and that we are open and inclusive and listening. But we do feel the best way to include basically is to first of all to listen, and also we discuss social literacy, about sharing our experience, giving the example, also to listen, and that how much important it is, even if it's a way of thinking that we feel it's not the same as us, but to try to listen and not create a barrier. We also spoke in that matter that individually, again, that it's a work we have to do individually, how we feel about this, and also in the group. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's like it's not about to include men. It's about include really men and women, because it's really this thing that we have to explain so much about what we do and what we are, and we have to try to justify is something that I was feeling during the conversation that was hurting me. But at the same time, I understand that's a kind of literacy, because education came in the discussion, but because education is also too much related to a system that wants to put people thinking all in the same way, we get into this literacy and experience by or showing by doing, that people will understand more how it is to live in this philosophy and way of living. And also for us, it's for me, and we also get into that, is like it's much more easy for us to show than to have to explain fighting, it's just embrace the questions, as a mother will embrace a son that is different or thinks different, and see it as an opportunity for nurturing and to also um, nurturing ourselves and heal ourselves, the things that still needs to heal. So it's really important. What we figured out is to embrace everyone that wants to come in, and also be able to really be Mother Earth, and nurture what is coming, and also understand that also, like in nature, people will stay and people will go, but not because we fight and but because they just don't connect with what we show and not what we demand. So it's about that.
Thank you. Does anybody wants to add anything to this? Maybe Patricia? I don't know. I don't see Patricia, but wonderful. I mean, I think, for example, in Ashira Ecoldea, the matriarchal community of 80 women that started 20 years ago, actually, I mean, the matriarchal is held by a council of women. So, I mean, I liked when Anna Silvia was talking about, it has to start from a council of women. And actually, what happened is that for years, men were not allowed. Actually, they lived in the community, they shared everything. It was, and when they were violent or they were alcoholic, because most of these communities, they were dealing with violence and alcoholism, they were sent away. So they had no objection in sending these men, even if they were their father, grandfather, or whatever. So these men were sent away if they were violent or sort of alcoholic. And now they were telling me that men have been accepted in the council because they are young men that lived from boyhood on into this matriarchal community, and now they realize they can be part of it because they learned how to deal with being in a matriarchal community. So I thought that was it's really a very nice way to embrace how do we, the question is, how do we create matriarchal communities? We are so intoxicated in a patriarchal system that we need to find solutions. And they found a solution in this way with 20 years, though, of practice. So now in the council, there is one young man that is in his 30s, who is part of the council because he lived long enough to hear and to be in a matriarchal community. Apart from that, in these matriarchal communities, they live all together. There's also men, it's not only women. So the integration is that you don't, like Sophia was saying, that you don't, you try to hold the circle. But the essence is this council of women, of matriarchs, that is not one, but it's the group that just makes choices and decide things together in this sociocratic way. And using also the one thing that is really important, and that I've seen often in eco villages community, that they use consent. In matriarchal communities, they use consensus. And consensus is a lot longer and a lot more difficult to put in practice, but it's very, very um, enriching and satisfying because you will not leave out one single person. In consent, you end up having the sort of the best solution. It's more like a democratic way of seeing. The majority wins, the best solution wins. In consensus, you wait until everybody has really everybody has accepted the decision. It's longer, it's time consuming, and in a patriarchal society, and in our society, this is really something that people don't want to spend time with, but it's really very enriching. I have gone through a consensus cycle in a month dilemma, and it was very painful, but it ended up very successfully. So I would advise to use that as a method of work. Yeah. Okay. I mean, it's great.
Thank you, Sabina. Thank
No,
you so
thank
much for the
you. I mean, I
sharing.
really think it's great that we are doing all this together, and I hope really we are getting all the way to the end. So if you want to say, maybe we could close with each of us, we can just say a few words. How do you feel? I mean, I would just open it up a little bit more. And also, how do you envision, the future? How can you imagine, how can we could continue even together that this call, hopefully, there's also, the call to come to the Shidi sì, in Ashira, buonanotte, in Covado Feto. So you're all more than welcome to subscribe to this ecological dimension, but also, how do you foresee the future? So one word, I give the word, well, for me is gratitude and love to all of you. And I give the word to Sophia, and then Sophia just sends the ball to all of the others.
Mm. My words are love and dreaming. And I send the talking stick to Ana Silvia.
I just want to say thank you, because I feel really grateful for being around this kind of talks. I think it's going to be really, really, really important to keep on coming, these kind of gatherings, because they're really inspiring. And in the middles of work, sometimes we just get stuck and feel frustrated. And this is very, very, very important. So thank you so much. I'm very thankful, very grateful for this moment. So, and I pass to, is Patricia there? Can I pass it on to her? Yes.
I'm here. And my words are curiosity and gratitude. I think curiosity is very important to keep us going, and also dreaming at the same time to see other paths so we can meet these inspirations. Thank you. I pass to Daniela.
I want to invasion. It's very general, but kind of this is very beautiful thing that I heard and learned today.
Daniela, we can't hear you. So, I mean, can you try? Maybe you can try something else too, if you want.
You hear me now?
Yes, now it's better. Now it's perfect.
Okay, so the word that comes to me is inspiration. It's quite general, but it's actually what resumes to me today. It was very inspiring, all the words I've heard and that came to me, all things I've learned. And for me, that's when I say inspiration, it also means afterwards I can take my time, and I know I will read out something back. It's so I say we keep this movement of accepting things and receiving things and giving in a dreamy way as well, inspiring. Those are my words. And I pass to Anna.
So thank you so much for this inspiring, like you said, Daniela, inspiring morning. And my last words are gathering and meeting together and turning dreams into reality. And I pass my stick to Corey.
My words are gratitude, and what's really present now because of the Scorpio full moon is diving deep and transforming it, and transforming the Scorpio to the eagle and flying so that all our dreams become reality. Thank you so much. I pass the word to Magdalena.
Thank you.
You have to unmute yourself.
Thank you. And sorry for my English, but my word is believe in our strength, forza, Sabina, strength, and have courage and recognize the teaching for the elderly mothers. Is correct in English?
Perfect.
I have translator.
Yeah,
I write and I have translator. And this is why I think it's necessary to have courage in this moment for try another way. And I think it's politically important have this strength. Thank you.
And you pass to?
Sorry. I pass to Carmen.
Hello. So, I'm on the road. My vision, my words is thank you for you all and the constant decisions in consent to learn, that we learn it, we heal, and to have the strength to show our inner voice in such a process of decisions in consents, like before she describes our power to speak. This is my vision and my wish for us all.
Thank you, Carmen. To who do you pass it?
Yes.
Okay, I pass it to Trin.
It's such a joy to be here with you all. The thing that comes to me is from a wonderful woman named Annette Muller. She said, "Our oracular center," and it has just stuck with me ever since she said that. What a beautiful phrase it is to be able to channel the truth from within and to bring it out, to be brave and to trust that it will be heard. So I wish that for us all. And I'll pass it to Marta.
Hi, I have two words for you. The first is smile, and another is poetry. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Who is left? I think Sophia's name.
Everyone is done. My words would love on dreaming.
Yeah, but you have someone next to you.
No, I've done it. Daniela, she already talked.
Daniela just did it. So who else needs to say something? Please say it out loud. I think everybody talked then.
Yeah, already. Everyone talked already, Sabina.
Okay, wonderful. So we can't wait to see you in Portugal at the Nashidi Covao do Feto. I hope you will join us, and thank you so much. I will put the recording, and we will continue with our webinars, and we will not leave each other anymore. This is a promise, and this is the candle is about being together in this journey. Okay. Be blessed, be and blessed do. A lot of do. Okay. Ciao, ciao.
Yeah, ciao, Sabina.
Bye.